Your students will stop taking you seriously if you do one of these 5 things that we're going to talk about today. Now, I think this is an especially important video because we're going to talk about things that maybe have never occurred to you and their effect on students. These are the things we're going to discuss are things that you're not going to hear in staff development, um, trainings. You're not going to hear from your mentor or your principal, but again, have a really profound effect on teaching. Before we get there, please do me a favor and subscribe to this channel. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Please share it with your colleagues and friends. I would really, really appreciate it. Okay, so the first thing that teachers do that cause students to stop taking them seriously is that they talk down to students. And what I mean by this is that they try to adjust their tone and manner of speaking to lower themselves to the student's level. Sometimes you see this in the form of like baby talk. You often see this with primary school teachers, but I've seen it with high school teachers too. They talk in this, I don't know, this strange way that attempts to talk to the student at their level. Now, it can also include slang and this sort of thing, trying to be cool in front of teachers. And really, the antidote to this is to simply be yourself. Now, it's important to mention that yes, you will pause more often because it's good teaching. You will, at the lower grades, you will adjust your vocabulary for understanding. These are all just good teaching, speaking traits. But you're not going to change your kind of the way you speak, your tone of voice to put yourself down at the level of your students, because the moment you do this, again, they're going to they're not going to take you seriously, even younger students. It is strange. It is strange to them. And kids are constantly looking for these things. From the moment they see you, the moment you meet your new students, they are looking for these sorts of things. You did it too when you were in school, and it happens even at the college level. Students are constantly judging that teacher the first few times to see if they are someone they should be taking seriously. Number 2 is showing outward nervousness. Now, it's normal, especially the first day or two of school, to have a bit of trepidation, to have some nerves. This is okay and perfectly normal. But if it causes you to run around the classroom, to rush around, which is really common, if it causes you to talk quickly, to not pause and run sentences together, if it causes you to over-explain and talk too much, these things show to students, they show that you don't know what you're doing, that they shouldn't and need not take you seriously because you are not a highly qualified teacher, because you're showing you don't really know what you're doing, and nervousness can kind of cause these behaviors, these quick movements and overreactions and this sort of thing. And so again, it's okay to be nervous, but just remember, you are putting on a performance. You are doing things that good teachers do, the things that we talk about on this channel, and 2 of them are be yourself, right? And then you are not going to show any outward nervousness in front of your students. The next thing takes a little bit more time, but it's disorganization. So the teachers who have stacks and stacks of stuff on their desks and boxes piled up in the corners, and the desks are out of line, and there's materials laying around everywhere. There's sort of a messy, dirty quality to their classroom. These are also the same teachers who have trouble finding things, and so there are long pauses during lessons and getting ready for lessons and getting things together and forgetting the schedule and this sort of thing. Any disorganization shows that you are not worth taking seriously. You are not a competent enough teacher for them to take you seriously. The next one, and this is a big one, I'm going to give it a little asterisk there, is weak content knowledge. If you're a long-time follower of Smart Classroom Management, you know this is a big one. In this day and age, you have to have a very strong understanding and knowledge of your content in this way, and this is the only way to have really compelling lessons, because you're able to bring in those anecdotes, those stories, those details that make listening and learning interesting. And so if you are constantly looking at or often looking at a guidebook, or a student asks you a question about the Civil War, whatever it is, and you have trouble kind of fumbling with the answer. Now, that's not to say that you need to know everything. That's not what I'm suggesting. But you do need to have a really deep knowledge even at the lowest, youngest grade level. But more especially, this becomes even more important as you go up in grade level. And this is a glaring one that students can see. And it's something you can't fake either. You really do need to know your stuff in this day and age to be an effective teacher. Last one is you don't do what you say you're going to do. Don't do what you say. So it can be anything. It can be that you're inconsistent with your classroom management plan, which is a disaster waiting to happen if you say you're going to follow through and you don't. We've discussed this a lot in previous videos. But it's also things like, we're going to do this today at this time, and you don't do it and you don't mention anything. Or this is how we do this particular routine, and the students don't follow the routine and you don't say anything. This was something mentioned in the previous video. Anything, it can be something very innocent. But in order to build trust with your students, in order to be a leader worth following, and in this day and age, we can't cut corners in these areas. You cannot. You have to be ready and prepared each and every day. Otherwise, your students are going to see this. They're going to see, well, this guy or this woman says these things, but doesn't follow through. And then they're just like, psh, they stop listening to you. I visit a lot of classrooms and have a lot over the years. We're up into the 600s as far as how many teachers. I do personal coaching. You can find the information on that at Smart Classroom Management, but I do personal coaching, and we're up into the 600, 600 to 700, somewhere around there, with how many teachers that I've worked with one-on-one. And again, through all of the observing of teachers, the teachers who are struggling, most of them have all 5 of these, 4 or 5 of these. And most teachers have a couple of these. And it really adds up. These really add up to bad teaching. It really is. And again, these are things that we don't talk about so much. You don't hear it in staff development. And the things that we do hear and even in teacher ed programs, they don't prepare you for the realities of what it really is like in the classroom, what students really respond to, especially in this day and age. This is July of 2026, and this is what you need now. It's always been important, but more so because teaching is more challenging now. Students have higher expectations. They're tougher to manage. They're harder to grab hold of their attention. All these things. So if you shore these up, though, just this group of these behaviors, you're going to be far ahead of most teachers. If you add the smart classroom management approach, which I promise, I guarantee, you're going to have excellent behavior and low stress. Again, if you like this video, please share it. Please leave a comment below. I'd really appreciate that. And in the meantime, hope you're having a great week. See you next time.